Hi, I'm Chiara for Hot Corn Italy. We are here with director and writer Jennifer Lee, Chris Buck, and producer Peter Vecho.
Yes.
Correct? Okay, so Frozen 2, amazing what I saw this morning. I wish I could have seen it all. I would like to know, first of all, if you ever anticipated the success of the first Frozen, or was it a surprise?
No, it was a surprise. I mean, we always, with these films, you just want to make a film that connects with people, and you have no idea how it's really going to do, and the fact that it sort of swept the world was just overwhelming to us. And then we would see the songs that people did on the internet, and just everything like that. It just kind of kept going, and it kind of floored us. It really threw us for a loop.
Mm-hmm. Did you have an idea why it connected so much with the audience?
What's funny is we were talking about this. We ask that question. We always get a different answer. So I think for me, there's part of it where that's part of it, that people see different things and are able to see themselves in the characters. And I think that's all I can piece together, because in an exciting way, we never get one answer that tells us,
Yeah, it feels like they discovered the film too. I don't think they were necessarily expecting it. And they kept wanting to take their friends and family members to the theater to share that experience with them. So it just took on a life of its own.
Great. And I wonder, when you have such a successful movie, how much is debated whether to do the sequel, and how much is like taken for a given, like, okay, let's think of a...
Well, this was not, it was not a given. I mean, we took about a year before we even thought about doing a sequel after we finished the first one, and it was falling in love with the characters all over again once we started on a short that we were doing, and we were seeing them up on the screen again and going, I miss these guys. I mean, because they're so much a part of us. They're so much like our kids. So we just knew there was the passion there, and then it didn't take long before we thought, what if, and all these things about our characters that we could go further with. We also looked at these guys as just having graduated college, that age group, and so the world was wide open to them, but what are they going to do with it? Where do they go? So that was exciting for us.
Yeah, I think we knew it would be challenging, but the first film felt very challenging. We hadn't done a musical, classic musical in a while. We'd put music in films, but not that way. We've never had the two female leads. They weren't against each other. They were family. We had done some things that were challenging in a different way already, so we knew we weren't allowed to worry about the challenge. We had to just go for it. But I think for us every day, realizing we don't want to leave this world. We want to be here. It has to be anchored in our passion for the project, and it was there. So.
But we wanted to get everybody. We had to get everybody on board, though. We had to get Bobby and Kristen Lopez on board to say
we wouldn't have done it.
We wouldn't do it without you guys. So it was all of us sort of holding hands and saying, "Okay, we're gonna do this. We believe in it."
And during the presentations this morning, we saw that you had this incredible research trip.
I think watching that research trip video with you today reminded us of how much of the research trip actually made it into the movie. How many key story points, the development of myth and fairy tale really was solidified from that trip, and so quite a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it looked fun too. And you also said that you had an epiphany during this trip, that it's like Anna is a not magical character in a magical world, while Elsa is myth. Is like, so I wonder what was an epiphany for you. What did it bring to this story for Frozen 2?
Well, it was huge for us because by realizing all along we had a fairy tale character in Anna, and her story going along with a mythic tale, the mythic tale of Elsa, and they had gone side by side in Frozen 1. Frozen 2, we had so many ideas, and we knew where we wanted to end, but how to get there, and what were the challenges, and how do we express this feeling in Elsa of the pressure's only growing. What does that feel like? And as soon as I was reading about mythic figures, it's like, oh, that's exactly who she is. And for me as a writer, it helped me completely structure Frozen 2 with the fairy tale and the myth side by side again, obviously with very different challenges, and it opens up in very different ways. But that just, I think it just grounded it where Elsa was always Elsa now, and Anna was always Anna, and I knew what to do with their worlds.
Right.
So for me, it was like, whew.
And also the scene with Olaf, who is always the funny character, symbolizes the struggles in life, and then he comes with this song that he says, when you grow old, everything will absolutely make sense. Oh, yeah, right? So, is that really true? What was your take? Was this satire?
I'm still waiting. I don't know. When I'm older, maybe.
I think what's great about that song is that it's going to hopefully work on all levels. Kids will sort of believe with Olaf. They're like, great, finally it's going to make sense. When I get older, it's all going to make sense. Where adults are like, yeah, we know a little bit better. It's like nothing really makes sense when you get older, but
Bobby
that's
and
okay.
Kristen did that within summer of like, we all know what happens to snow in summer as adults, and we all know that the answers aren't always there for you as adults. So you can really enjoy his innocence, but his optimism and his point of view.
Okay, so he was optimistic. Nice. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.